episode ngayon, wala si Rina. So just me and Ren here today. Pero for today, a lot of people are asking us, should they buy Dota Plus? But ever since lumabas yung Dota Plus with all of its assisting features, they have statistical analysis on what you should buy, what you should do, what you should lane, what you should get, what hero you should pick during the strategy phase. The question now is, does Dota Plus make the game pay to win? In the sense na kapag bumili ka ng Dota Plus, meron ka ng advantage agad against, an unfair advantage against people who don't buy it. Tingin mo rin.
I think it does, but just
Really?
For the lower MMR level.
To clarify, you and I have Dota Plus. We've been using Dota Plus for the last ever since it came out.
Yes, for the past 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
Yes.
And you think it gives an advantage, really?
But not for someone who knows the game, but if you're someone who's starting out, this is your first week of playing Dota, you don't know what item to build, which hero to pick. Probably don't know what to do anyway. You're just guessing. But this removes a lot of the guesswork out of the equation. I'm sure there's recommended guides built into game, but then this gives you the flexibility which is easier to access. For a new player, you're not someone who really I cannot hindi ako ganon, but there's a lot of new players who doesn't tinker as much. They just want to play the game as it goes.
So you think it does give for someone who's new?
I guess maybe let's say if you're less than 2,000 MMR, if you're not playing too much, then it will be a help you.
I don't know if I can agree kasi okay, let's go back to, and by the way, I think that it doesn't give you an unfair advantage. It can give you an advantage, but it's so small compared to what you're paying for that I don't think it actually boosts your. It's not good to give you 1,000 MMR.
It's small. It's small for what you're paying for. I don't think you're even paying for a lot here.
Yeah, totoo yan. Pero I'm saying because the bulk of the issue is that pag bumili kami niyan, lalakas kami paano naman kami hindi bumili, 'di ba? Pero yun yung ibig ko sabihin. Let's track back to when we were first starting to learn Dota. For me, it was 1989. Diba? When I was starting to learn Dota. Or 2004, actually. Nung panahon na yun, 1989. Yeah. Nung panahon na yun, I was, playing, sigurado, if mayroong old school Dota player dyan, bumili kayo nung recipe item. Yung recipe mismo. Yung papel mismo. Yes. You didn't build the actual thing. Perseverance came with the recipe, right? It didn't auto.
Aegis came with the recipe.
Aegis came with the recipe. Yes. Aegis came with 4 charges, diba?
Iba-iba actually.
Iba-iba. So, nung mga panahon na yon, what was the best thing that happened to you when you were learning? Someone taught you. Someone explained to you what was going on. So, most of the time, it was a friend. Kaibigan mo, nagsasabi sa'yo, eto kunin mo yan, eto ginagawa niyan, namamatay ka dito, kunin mo yan. Right? That's how people learn Dota.
Not for me. I cannot.
Sa'yo nagbasa.
I read a lot of things. Before I even moved sa first game ko, I finished reading every item in the game.
Pero again, the other subset of people who were learning Dota, read. Sometimes they read guides. Kung parte kayo ng old school Dota crowd, Dota Portal.
Play Dota.
Dota-All-Stars and then play Dota. Diba? So everyone had that. Meron silang resources that told them what to do, that told them why it was good to do. The why is very important here. And what am I getting at? When you get Dota Plus, you get statistical advice. Sinasabi niya sa Dota Plus, 87% of Beastmaster players pick yung Wild Access as their first skill. Nakalagay doon. Simula pa lang ng laro, you have all of your skills, nakalagay 87% on the Wild Access.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't tell you why. Hindi sinasabi doon na yung Wild Access, nagsa-stack siya ng debuff for 10 seconds, ang cooldown niya ay 8 seconds, so it makes it impossible for another person to trade with you in lane. Hindi niya sinasabi yun. Hindi niya sinasabi na pwede mo gamitin yung Wild Access to pull the offlane creep wave pagdaan nila at 15 seconds dun sa may first tower, sa tier 1 tower. Dadali mo doon, hindi niya sinasabi yun. That's something that you get from a guide.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about things that people from higher level use or do.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
Pero what I'm saying is, when I was learning, I had a friend who did that for me. I had a friend na nagsabi siya sa akin, bumili ka ng 2 Ring of Regeneration dahil yung kalaban mo lich. It's not really high MMR advice, especially siguro in the context of today. Pero sinabi niya sa akin kung bakit. Sinabi niya sa akin dati, kumuha ka ng Desolator on Clinks. It's not good advice, pero sinabi niya sa akin kung bakit. Kasi yung projectile mo, ganun palagi, parang searing arrows palagi. It was wrong advice. May friend ako, sinabi niya sa akin, kumuha ka ng Battle Fury sa Tidehunter.
Para umiikot palagi.
Para umiikot siya palagi. It wasn't good, it wasn't correct, pero he had a reasoning. And if I agreed with his reasoning, I actually learned better.
But for the newer players, it's not reasoning based by how to. It's too many things to learn, but just to internalize what is actually good or not. Sometimes I just want to play, especially if you're new, you just want to win minsan. Alam mo yung feeling mo na, I'm trying out this game but I can't win. Maliban sa Smurfs, I don't know what to do in my game. This one at least gives you a proper head start. You know, you have an idea of what you want to do. Maliban sa guides, there's also these quests which maybe are not the best for other heroes, but it gives you a certain idea of what you want to do in a hero. Kunyari, let's say you're a weaver and then your quest is to hit Sukuchi multiple heroes.
8 times, so ganun in the game.
So this is gonna be your idea now. You don't want to target one hero lang, you want to hit multiple heroes. For some other quest that you want to kill out of smoke ganks and you're a support, so this is something you develop into. Which for me, it develops a habit in you that you may not be able to do without that.
Pero yung sa akin, wala kasi siyang reasoning din. So, totoo, sometimes gusto ko lang maglaro. Gusto ko lang, ano ba i-build ko next? Nakalagay ito, okay. Ang 46% of people pick Blink Dagger. Sinabi ba doon kung paano mo siya gagamitin? Hindi eh. So, yun yung point ko. While it does help you, I'm not sure if that help is significant. It's not telling you how to do a laning stage.
Wait, let's say there's a new player. Someone has Dota Plus, someone has not.
Sige.
Who do you think will win?
New player to.
Like, who's likely to win? Totally new player, both walang idea sa game. Or maybe they played something similar.
Exactly, played something similar. I would argue that who wins is not going to be determined by who has Dota Plus. I would say that who wins...
No, that's very similar. Let's say a person is cloned, theoretically.
Okay, cloned. Silang dalawa, sabihin natin, nag-League of Legends sila. Galing sila ng League of Legends.
Yeah, same skill level, same everything.
Pero bagong-bago sila sa Dota.
Bagong-bago sa Dota.
I would say na yung advantage ng Dota Plus na player would be just in what items they get. Right? In what items that they get. Sige. They would have that advantage.
Items and skills, I guess.
Items and skills. Sige.
And talents. So
Sure.
part of skill.
Right. It's part of the skill. Sabihin natin ganun. That's going to be there, no? Skill usage, not going to be, ano. So, if this were an actual clone person, sure. The person with Dota Plus is going to get, because they're actually 100% the same. Realistically, that's not what's going to happen. Realistically, I, a new player, say I've played, sabihin natin, AOV. Arena of Valor.
Yeah.
I play Arena of Valor, papasok ako. You played Mobile Legends, papasok ka, pero you had Dota Plus. I don't think that's going to give you that big of an advantage. Yes, you would have more items that you can use because you would know what to build. Ano yung level of difference natin when it comes to actually executing the skills?
But a lot of skills that we develop, if they are skills that we develop, is based upon playing and playing. And sometimes, there's several guides. Usually, kasi I think there were options before in the guides, but now you can choose, I think, 3 default guides, right?
Right, may tatlo kang guide
so
na
now,
piliin. And by the way, just for everyone's knowledge, the free guides are still available.
They're still available. Pero ngayon, these are 3 guides, and if I'm a player trying to learn a hero, I'm gonna play that over and over again. And I'll probably try one guide after the other. And, if you're someone who's just being told what to do, or you know what to do, and you don't get to try, it's a different thing. Except if you're someone who's learning it by experience, but you're not just blindly trying items, you're trying out items that other players use, other players have been using here, and with a certain sense of knowledge, you see that this thing improve your damage, or your skill or your stats, meron ka ng idea eh. Again, we're not talking about, it's not a zero gaming player. So, meron ka ng certain understanding depending on the description of the items which can be translated.
Naintindihan ko yun. And again, I'm saying there is an advantage to be gained. Right? I don't think it's unfair. Yun yung pinupunto ko. I don't think it's unfair precisely because, yes, while you would get these suggestions and another player would not be able to get these suggestions, while you can sort of learn from those suggestions, you're not necessarily learning exactly how to use them or the reasoning behind it. It just shows you a number. And you would have to think in order to, kunwari, sinabi sa'yo kumuha ng Lincolns on Weaver. Diba? Pag sinabi ko kumuha ng Lincolns sa Weaver, okay sana kung maiisip mo na, it's because it allows you to be able to use Shukuchi more. It allows you to be able to press time walk na kahit na chain stun ka because it will give you a window of opportunity. Because it says so on the item, you can figure that out.
Yeah.
Buti kung na-figure out mo yun at the exact same time because from teaching players over the years, some people are like, kaya pala, pero later na nila makukuha after someone points it out. Now, I will say that there are some benefits to actually getting Dota Plus. What are those benefits? Para sa akin, yung benefits ng Dota Plus is the fact that it's a progression system. It keeps you playing. Sulit siya kapag naglalaro ka talaga palagi. If naglalaro ka palagi ng Dota, like multiple games per day, multiple days per week, masusulit mo yun. Because you would get a lot of the shards, the items, and later on, as we've learned, there's going to be more features inside Dota Plus. You can use those shards for that. It keeps you playing. I don't know if that means that you have.
Is that a very good thing though?
I mean,
it's
something.
thing.
It's a pro-con thing, definitely. Pero yun yung pinaka main mong nakukuha, 'di ba? Siguro, if you're someone who wants to be an analyst or someone who just really enjoys the numbers, the extra analytical tools, the extra statistical tools are also there.
Definitely, yeah. That's something I find very useful, especially kahit yung
that's useful for you and me.
Yeah.
Diba? It's useful for yung death summary ng kalaban.
Death summary is very, very nice.
Yes, it's very useful siguro yung death summary mo.
Yeah.
But again, if you're a new player, that doesn't really mean much. Does the new player know pure damage? The death summary doesn't tell you what it is. Just says there's pure damage. It says there's magic damage.
Let's say you're a new player then. You know how you die. That's another tool to help you win.
It's a tool to help you win. I'm not sure if it means it's very unfair.
I'm not calling it that. How do you quantify unfair advantage anyway?
I mean,
I'm calling it it's a pay to win, not quote unquote, not pay to win as it is, but it really helps a lot for new players. Again, I'm keeping a limit sa lower or less experienced players kasi
are we in agreement na for higher MMR, for higher tiered players, hindi siya ganun kalaki?
I don't think it's made for.
It's not meant for them.
It takes the human equation out of human and situational equation out of it, a lot of it at least. There are things that you do depending on the situations, on your teammates,
your knowledge, your perspective,
and the way you play as well.
Playstyle mo.
Yeah, kasi minsan
pag sinabi sa'yo kumuha ng Lincoln pero hindi ka ganong klaseng player.
It's not even like that. Pwedeng hero mo na lang na maybe the best option is to play Tidehunter, but
right.
you don't know.
Or usually it's Bounty Hunter and Underlord right now yung sinasuggest.
Yeah, and then di ka marunong let's say Underlord or the other hero. Are you playing the hero that you're less familiar with over the one that's theoretically stronger in the game? Or are you playing the one that you really know well?
I mean, totoo yun. Pero again, this is going to be a different tangential na to.
Yeah, pero
Tangential
again,
na to.
that reasoning makes it not the best tool if you're someone who knows the game. Because if you're someone who really knows the game, you're not really the one who's going to look at the guides anyway.
True. Pero again, for me, this is a little tangential to what we're talking about. Pero just the sheer implementation of the product. Diba? Mm-hmm. Sheer implementation of the product is that, yes, may suggestion siya. Yes, it might be helpful for new players. But the suggestions are actually pretty bad. Yun nga, katulad ng sinabi mo. Usually, ang mga, right now, yung mga napupunan ng mga players, or at least people trying it out. And I right now, I know that Valve is very good at iterating. They can fix these things. This is machine learning.
Yeah, and the more data they have, the better.
The more data, it fixes itself. Totoo yan. Pero right now, it's not even giving you that good of a suggestion, right? 8 of my games, it told me to pick Bounty Hunter.
There's Silencer as well. Silencer is very
Silencer and Underlord.
often
Diba?
recommendation.
Often yung recommendation siya. Bakit? Right? Zero, hindi pa kayo pumipili. Yun yung una nakalabas. Is it telling you it's because it's the highest win rate heroes? Checking Dota buff, they're not. Is it telling you they're the most effective? How would it know? Wala pang pinipili. In a vacuum, does that mean that Silencer, Underlord, and Bounty Hunter are great? To a new player, that might actually be detrimental. Diba? So yun yung parang argument ko na the suggestions aren't that good yet. Could be good in the future. Pero the advantages you're actually getting could be a disadvantage. If it's telling you na simula pa lang ng laro, Bounty Hunter piliin mo. You might go through your Dota playing experience as a new player. Again, as a lower MMR player or a new player, you might go through your Dota experience thinking na, yun yung palaging sinasabi sa akin na kunin ko ni Dota Plus. Ang lakas siguro nun.
Yeah,
There's no one there to actually give you context. That's my problem with it. Without context, is it actually teaching you the right things?
But the hero choice is the last, concern of a new player for me. I think it's more of the skills and items.
Kung whatever it is you choose, tama ba yung pinipili mong skills and items?
Yeah, I think the hero, when you were starting out, you're not concerning yourself. I want to be a carrier, I want to be a support. I just want to play.
You just pick whichever one looks nice.
The first hero I played was Medusa because he was the first hero in the first tavern.
Naalala mo pa yung tavern.
Yeah. Oh. That was because I thought I could change hero midway, or ayoko na nito, I'm gonna change, but it doesn't work that way apparently.
Right.
And then so ganun. I think for newer players, you're not really concerned. Actually, for newer players, probably you want to people usually stick to one heroes.
Yeah,
one hero
paulit-ulit lang.
until they learn. Or at least that's how I have played.
Sabagay. I mean, my first hero was Brewmaster, and then all I learned were the two passives that he had at the time, Drunken Brawler and the other one. The dodge and the crit were different at one point. Pero yun, I think Dota Plus, it's a good product. Definitely not for someone like me. The only thing that I can get out of it is the extra stats. I don't play as much as I can anymore because of itong ginagawa natin.
In detrimental actually, people are actually saying na dapat walang Dota Plus sa ranked games. It actually ruins other games for high level because people try to keep doing their quest. Like they have to kill this hero, so they're doing.
I think that could be a topic for another day. Pero para sa akin, if you're the kind of person na papasok ka sa rank and then guguluhin mo yung rank play mo just to do a quest.
Pero again, just for the higher level, it's definitely not something.
It's not their product. Pero it's weird because it's not for the higher level players, but then you get the most out of Dota Plus if you play a lot. Again, I got 1 month because in a week hindi ko alam ilang games yung pwede kong laruin between doing the shows that we do and everything else for combo. Hindi natin alam. 'Di ba? You got
You got a year.
You got a year. Pero immediate naman yung pagpindot mo because you're a whale, 'di ba? For kung sa discussion lang sa Reddit, you're
not the size.
Not the size, ayoko ba may ano mo. 'Di ba?
Okay.
So yeah,
I did got a year.
Why did you get a year?
Well, to save money, not
to save money.
Really. But I played 5 games yesterday.
Now, because you got it, and you're trying to get the most value.
I'm trying to find out how it works. Apparently, during the game, you're gonna forget even that it's there.
Actually,
you're not
half
gonna
the
realize
time.
that it's there.
Half the time, nakakalimutan mo actually. Pero anyway, yun. My position is that it's not as big of a help as people think. It's certainly a nice product if you're the kind of person na parang kailangan mo ng konting pang-engganyo para maglaro. The progression system is nice. It gives you chat wheels. I think is one of the biggest reasons kung bakit if I played more, I would get it for the chat wheels. Items are fine. They're not really immortals. I would get it for that. If you're a higher level player, the extra stats lang siguro yung ano mo, and those come out at the end of the game. They come out at the end of the game.
I don't think they're even beneficial even for.
Exactly.
For
they're not even
players.
that good actually. They're not even that. They're okay if you're trying to climb, but if you're trying to study the game, not so much. You're better off watching the replay.
For climbing, it's not even that way kasi you play roles differently unless
Totoo. Unless
it's exclusive here, let's say in AM, then siguro linear talaga yon throughout MMR. But if it's
if you're a hero spammer in MMR, then it's okay for you. So yun. Pero for lower players, I don't know. Unless unless Dota Plus starts telling you, gawin mo to when pag pinili mo to, that's when I think it's unfair. Because I don't think that's something that you should pay for. If you have a friend telling you that, that's fine. That's just social capital. That's just someone teaching you. Right? Pero to have it inside the game itself, na parang meron talaga magsasabi sa'yo na gamitin mo tong wild access dyan, ito gawin mo dyan, ito gawin mo ganyan, for $4 compared to someone else na hindi. I think that would be the line where I draw unfair. Because then that's an actual advantage in game. Someone is there with you, provided by Dota, because you paid. And I would draw the line there. On your end?
I think it's still really helpful for newer players and for less experienced players. It's gonna be an invaluable knowledge which will help them choose and, you know, try things out in a more realistic sense. They're just not gonna try every item blindly or gonna try every random skill, but they have an idea of what to do or have a better idea of what to do based on that. And then given their knowledge, given what they know, if they put that together, it's gonna be something really useful for them. But it's something that cuts off when you're someone who's been playing for a while, someone who knows the game, relatively well, not even an expert level, but as long as you know the game, it's not that big of an advantage for you anymore.
All right. Well, we'll agree to disagree there. But that's it for us here on the Duel. What do you guys think? Is Dota Plus making things pay to win? Nag-change ba yung experience nyo playing against people with Dota Plus or playing without it or playing with it? Sabihin nyo lang sa amin again. You can go to Lupon ng Wombo Combo. It's on Facebook. Search nyo lang Lupon ng Wombo Combo there. You can join up on our threads. Sabihin nyo yung naisip nyo. Thank you sa mga nanonood. We will be uploading this on Facebook and on YouTube. Again, we don't have Rina here today, so kaming dalawa lang muna today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Ren, saan kanila pwede hanapin?
You can find me on Facebook at Darren Vitug PH, or you can search my name at Ren Vitug.
Alright, on my end, you can find me on Twitter at ThePaoBago, ThePaoBago. That's it for us ngayon. We'll see you on Monday for another episode of The Duel. Good night.